Next question. Is it possible for me to love my husband again after I cheated on him? I've been back for 8 months, but I don't feel in love with him anymore at all.
So the short answer is yes. It is definitely possible that you can be in love with him again. But you need to be careful what you measure that feeling against. You see, when we start looking at love from a scientific viewpoint, from the social sciences, I should say, Dr. Sternberg's model is what we use all the time. Robert Sternberg's brilliant, and he researches love, which has to do with intimacy, that's openness, transparency, and vulnerability, which has to do with commitment, that I'm going to do what it takes to keep the relationship alive, and then also has passion. Now, passion has a sexual component, but passion is deeper than that. Passion is a craving for oneness. I want to share life with you. If I see a beautiful sunset, I wish you were there to see it with me. Now, probably what you're lacking right now is that feeling of passion. And if you were involved with somebody else, which you said you were, in those relationships, typically the passion goes intensely high. People have sometimes looked me right in the eye, people who have had an affair, and say, if I go back to my spouse, will I ever have the same level in the future of excitement and sexual exhilaration that I had with my partner that I just had the affair with? And my response universally is no. Well, why would I want to go back? Because if you stayed with the partner, it would go away with him or her too. Those kind of things are short-lived. In sexology, we call it sexual habituation. What that means is after a couple of years, now it's not like exactly to the time like we have 10 minutes left, but after a couple of years, that thrill diminishes dramatically. You've seen all there is to see, you've done all there is to do, you've heard all there is to hear, you've touched all there is to touch and been touched everywhere there to be touched. And after a while, it begins to reduce in frequency and in repertoire. You start doing fewer things together, and it doesn't have that same level of intensity it did to begin with. Now, if you believe in God, you believe that God made it that way. If you just believe in nature, then believe that nature made it that way. But if you think about it from an anthropological and biological standpoint, it's actually essential that that thrill decreases so we can focus on other things than just wanting to be in bed with each other. Therefore, right now, you're probably comparing it to what you felt with your partner, and while that's what you want to have again, I get it. It's like chasing a fantasy at this point, because even with a partner, as I just said, it would fade at some point. Can you have fulfilling sex with your spouse? Absolutely. Can you get to the point of craving oneness, which is not just sexual in nature, but just sharing the deep emotions of life? Yes. Is it okay that you came back because you thought it was the right thing to do? Ask my wife, Alice, sometime. I'd been gone 3 years and asked Alice if she would be willing to take me back. And when people ask her, why did you take her back? Why did you take Joe back? She says, I felt like it was the right thing to do. And if they ask either one of us, Alice or me, well, were you in love with each other when you got back together? No, we were not. We decided it was the right thing to do. And at least we weren't having that great animosity anymore. We weren't fighting. And over time, we learned how to love each other. Now, do I have the same thrill with Alice I had when I left her for another woman? No. But what we have together, both Alice and me, is so much deeper than that. It's like it has deep roots. It's the kind of love that sustains you through life. So, no, you're not going to have that same thrill. But can you have a deep, fulfilling, meaningful relationship that has good, strong emotions involved in it? Absolutely. Just don't expect to happen overnight. And as best you can, don't let you compare it now to what happened in the affair.
Yeah, that last line right there. Don't compare what you have now to what you felt like was more love in the past. You have said to me and said to a lot of our audience that love is a choice. So it's finding the reasons to choose that. So one of the exercises you have given me and given others is make a list. What does love look like to you? What would have to be true in order for you to love him again? And maybe reflect on that list. Ask him to do the same if you feel comfortable. If he is a safe spot for you, become a safe spot, but be confident in who you are and know that it's not a quick fix. And nothing we teach, nothing Dr. Joe teaches, nothing that Kimberly or any of our coaches teach are a quick fix. For some people, it is a quick switch, but for most, it takes time.
Quicker than others, yeah. But for most not. Yeah, I had a lady yesterday ask me for a magic pill. And I said, well, the last time I saw one of those was back in the 60s, back in the 1960s. And it's not going to give you what you're looking for. What you're looking for takes time.
Thanks so much for watching this video. To learn more about this topic, please click here. If you want to learn more about our 3-day workshop, please click here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, but also hit that bell to be notified next time we drop a video. We'll see you in the next one.